Welcome. Right now you're looking at one of the most talked about luxury homes in the world, a property that recently made global headlines after selling for an astonishing $170 million. But the real story behind this estate goes far beyond the price tag, because when a home reaches this level, it's not just real estate anymore. It becomes architecture, status, innovation, and sometimes even a glimpse into how the most influential people on earth choose to live. This estate was recently purchased by Mark Zuckerberg and his wife Priscilla Chan, and it sits on one of the most exclusive pieces of land in the United States, Indian Creek Island in Miami, a place so private, so secure, and so sought after that it has earned the nickname the Billionaire Bunker. Now take a moment and look around. The symmetry of this courtyard, the reflecting water, the towering palms, the limestone architecture. Every single detail here was designed intentionally, not just to impress, but to create an experience. Because when you're designing a home at this level, you're not just building a house, you're creating a statement about design, lifestyle, and legacy. And that's exactly what happened here. This 20,000 square foot waterfront mansion was designed by world-renowned architect and designer, Toronto's own Ferris Rafali, a name that has become synonymous with ultra-luxury residential architecture. If that name sounds familiar, it's because Rafali is the creative mind behind some of the most iconic celebrity homes ever built, including Drake's legendary mansion, the Embassy in Toronto, a property that completely redefined what modern luxury design could look like. But this Miami estate, this project takes that philosophy even further. From the limestone facade to the dramatic skylights to the hidden architectural details that we'll explore later in this video, this home represents an entirely different level of craftsmanship. And when you walk through a property like this, you begin to understand something important about luxury real estate. At the highest levels of the market, value isn't just determined by square footage, it's determined by vision. The vision of the architect, the vision of the developer, and the vision of the buyer who ultimately sees the potential in the property. And that's why this purchase is making headlines across the world. Because when a home sells for $170 million, it doesn't just impact the people involved in the transaction, it changes the conversation around the entire neighborhood. Properties nearby suddenly become more valuable. Investors start paying closer attention. Developers begin imagining what the next great estate could look like. In other words, a sale like this has ripple effects throughout the luxury real estate market. And that's part of what makes high-end real estate so fascinating. It's not just about the homes themselves. It's about the ecosystem that forms around them. The architects, the designers, the investors, the buyers who understand that certain properties are more than just places to live. They are assets, they are landmarks, and sometimes they become part of the history of a city. And this home is a perfect example of that. Because behind these walls is a residence designed for privacy, family life, entertainment, and extraordinary comfort. In a few moments, we're gonna step inside and explore the incredible spaces that make this mansion truly special. We're gonna look at the architectural features, the interior design, the lifestyle amenities, and some of the hidden details that most people would never even know existed inside a home like this. But before we do that, take another look at this space. Because what you're seeing right now is more than a backyard masterpiece. It's the opening chapter of a property that represents the very top of the luxury real estate world. And if you've ever wondered what a $170 million home actually looks like, you're about to find out. Let's go inside. Before we go inside, I want to show you something most people overlook. Because the moment you arrive at this estate, before you even reach the front door, the property is already doing something to you. Look at this water path, running straight through the heart of the courtyard, flanked on both sides by towering royal palms positioned with absolute precision, like columns in a great hall. Every morning, Mark and Priscilla walk through this, the sound of water beside them, the shade of the palms overhead, the Miami sky opening up above. Rafali understands something most builders don't. At this level, you're not just designing rooms, you're designing how people feel. This water path creates a daily ritual, an arrival experience, a transition from the outside world into something else entirely. Now look at the facade. That warm, creamy stone covering every surface, that's limestone. And that was a very deliberate choice. Rafali has spoken publicly about what he calls noble materials. No stucco, no paint, no synthetic cladding that starts cracking 5 years after completion. He applied this same philosophy to Drake's estate in Toronto, and he carried it here to Miami. This limestone exterior is designed to stand for 100 years. And when you look at it, the classical pediment, the symmetrical wings, that ornate circular medallion at the center of the facade, you understand the architectural language he's speaking. Old world craftsmanship, European palace architecture, built into the heart of modern Miami. Take a look at this aerial view. That motor court is massive, stone paved, designed to hold a serious collection of cars, the kind of fleet that belongs on a property like this. The driveway leads straight to the central bronze sculpture, the focal point of the entire composition. Everything on this property converges on that one moment. And from above, you also see what sits behind the estate. Open water, Biscayne Bay, that's Indian Creek Island. And on this property, the water is never far from view. So think about what that life actually looks like. You walk your water courtyard each morning, you look out past the limestone columns, and there is the open bay of Miami. That is not a house. That is a life. Now that you've seen the grounds, the stone facade, and the arrival experience, it's time to go inside. Because what Rafali created within these walls takes this estate from extraordinary to absolutely unforgettable. Let's go. Welcome to the foyer, and this is where the home speaks to you for the first time. Everything in this room was placed here with purpose, because at this level of architecture, the entry is never just an entry. It is the first statement the home makes about its owner. And Faris Rafali made sure that statement is unforgettable. To the left, that grand sweeping spiral staircase is the vertical centerpiece of this entire home. What makes it extraordinary is where Rafali positioned it directly beneath a 38-foot skylight overhead. What that means is during the day, natural light pours straight down through that opening and lands right at the base of those stairs. It becomes a living sculpture, lit differently every single hour of the day. Every tread, every curve, every rail finished in rare stone and custom bespoke metalwork. This staircase alone would be the signature feature of most luxury homes. Here it is the introduction. Now look up. That mirrored silver sphere is the custom chandelier anchoring this space, and it does something brilliant. It reflects the entire room back on itself. The staircase, the floors, the light, all captured and multiplied in that single piece. Combined with the recessed pot lights in the ceiling and the warm amber uplighting built into the base of every column, this foyer runs on 3 layers of light: natural, ambient, and architectural. The result is a room that feels completely different depending on the time of day you walk into it. The walls hand-finished artisanal plasterwork, not paint, not wallpaper. Every surface worked by craftsmen using finishes you cannot buy off a shelf. Inset throughout those circular and arched mirror panels framed in custom metalwork, expanding the space and multiplying the light in every direction. And look down, that circular marble medallion beneath us, concentric rings of rare stone radiating outward from the center of the room. You feel me? Even the floor is telling you exactly where to stand. You are standing at the axis of this home. Everything in this estate radiates from this single point. And we are just getting started, because beyond this foyer sits a 1,500-gallon aquarium, a Himalayan salt wall sauna, and a hidden passageway inside a double-height library. Let's keep moving. Now this is the family room. And the moment you walk in here, you understand something important about how Ferris Rafali thinks about space. Most designers at this level build rooms that impress you. Rafali builds rooms that hold you. This space was designed to do everything. Host a dinner party for 30, have an intimate family conversation, listen to live music, or simply sit and take in one of the most stunning views in Miami. And it does all of it without feeling like it's trying. Take a look at what I'm sitting on. This circular sectional sofa is not something you walk into a showroom and purchase. This was custom designed specifically for the curvature of this room. The arc of the sofa mirrors the architecture around it. The curved walls, the rounded ceiling details, the circular flow of the entire space. Everything in this room speaks the same design language. And that cream boucle fabric, that soft textured finish against the warmth of the wood panel walls and the cream limestone floors creates a palette that is rich but never overwhelming. It is warm, it is welcoming, and it is unmistakably intentional. Now look at the centerpiece of this seating arrangement. That dark, organic shaped coffee table is a slab of rare black marble, hand cut into a freeform sculptural shape. It is not square, it is not round, it is one of a kind. And sitting on top of it, a full chess set. Now that detail is not accidental. This is a home owned by one of the most strategic minds on the planet, a man who built one of the most valuable companies in human history from a college dorm room. A chess set on the coffee table isn't decor. It's a statement about the person who lives here. Now look above. That chandelier is extraordinary. It's not a traditional fixture. It is a large-scale sculptural installation suspended from that soaring ceiling. Twisted ribbons of glass and gold metalwork flowing into each other like fabric caught midair. At this ceiling height, you needed something massive to anchor the room vertically. And what Rafali chose doesn't just fill the space, it becomes the conversation. Every guest who walks into this room will look up first, every single time. Now take a look through those floor-to-ceiling windows. The entire back wall of this room opens to the outside, bringing the royal palms, the twilight sky, and the waterfront directly into the living space. There is no separation between inside and out. The room breathes with the property, and placed right there at the threshold between the interior and the terrace, a cream and gold grand piano. Amazing. This is the jazz lounge element of the home. Rafali designed this estate to include dedicated entertainment spaces, and that piano tells you exactly what kind of evenings happen in this room. Imagine hosting a dinner here. The sun going down over Biscayne Bay, a pianist playing as your guests move between conversation and the view. That is not a lifestyle, that is a world. And this is just the family room. Because still waiting inside this estate, a 1,500-gallon aquarium separating the kitchen and dining areas, a Himalayan salt wall sauna, and a hidden passageway inside the double-height library. Let's keep going. Adjacent to the family room, the formal dining room, and before you even step inside, the home makes a statement. You enter through this corridor framed by two massive fluted onyx columns, with a large open gas fireplace burning right beside you. Flames low, steady, and warm, set into a raised circular limestone platform. Most homes hide their fireplace inside the room. Rafali placed it at the entrance because in this home, the welcome itself is an experience. Now step inside and look at that table. A large elongated oval in warm walnut, set with black charger plates, crystal stemware, fresh florals, and a tall silver candelabra center. Running the full length of one side, a continuous curved cream leather banquette, custom built to follow the arc of the room. On the other side, individual Plattner style wicker and cream chairs. This table seats 14 to 16 people comfortably. And look above, not one, but two custom crystal chandeliers hanging the full length of this room. A traditional tiered candle arm chandelier and a sculptural starburst piece. Both lit, both extraordinary. On the left wall, a full floor-to-ceiling temperature-controlled wine cellar. Hundreds of bottles stored behind bronze-framed glass doors, lit with warm amber interior light. Every bottle accessible, every selection curated. And on the opposite wall, a floor-to-ceiling fish tank, which we will get into. The entire right side of this dining room is open to the outside. The palms, the water, the Miami sky. So you sit at this table with a fireplace behind you, a fish tank in front of you, a world-class wine collection to your left, and Biscayne Bay to your right. That is not a dinner, that is an event. And we are still not done. The wellness wing, the private cinema, and that hidden library passageway are still waiting. Let's keep going. Now I want you to stop and just look at what is behind me. Because in 30 years of following luxury real estate, there are features that impress you, and then there are features that stop you completely. This is one of those features. What you are looking at is a 1,500-gallon custom aquarium, built directly into the architecture of this home. Not as decoration, not as an afterthought, as a living, breathing wall between two of the most important rooms in this estate. 1,500 gallons. To put that in perspective, the average home aquarium holds between 20 and 75 gallons. This one holds 20 times that. The curved glass wraps around the base in a sweeping cylindrical form, topped and framed in rare onyx marble, glowing with the same warm veining you see running across every wall in this corridor, and built into the base of the tank, architectural uplighting that illuminates the water from below. At night, that light pulses through the water, casting moving reflections across the marble floors and up the walls. The entire hallway becomes alive. Now imagine what lives inside this tank. At this budget, you are not stocking this aquarium with common fish. You are talking about exotic reef species, blue tang, Moorish idol, clownfish living inside custom-built coral formations, yellow tang, Bangai cardinalfish, mandarin dragonets, fish so rare and so vibrant in color that most people have only ever seen them on a nature documentary. All of them moving through hand-sculpted coral rock and live reef formations lit from beneath by that internal glow. This is not an aquarium, this is an ocean. But here's what makes this truly brilliant from an architectural standpoint. Rafali did not put this aquarium against the wall. He placed it in the center of a transition corridor, using it as the partition that separates the living areas from the formal dining room. So as you walk from one space to the next, you are literally walking past a 1,500-gallon living ecosystem. You feel me? The most expensive piece of art in most homes is hung on a wall. Here, the most breathtaking feature is the wall itself. And look at the floors beneath it. That herringbone limestone pattern running through this corridor references the same craftsmanship Rafali uses throughout the home, tying every room back to a single design vocabulary. Standing here, this is also a good moment to understand the sheer scale of what we are walking through. This estate spans nearly 30,000 square feet of living space, sitting on an 80,000 square foot lot. It has been described as the largest residence ever built on Indian Creek Island. 9 bedrooms, 15 bathrooms, a private cinema, a jazz lounge, a wellness wing with a professional fitness center, a spa, a Himalayan saltwall sauna, a massage room, and a private hair salon, a double-height library with a hidden passageway, and 200 feet of direct waterfront on Biscayne Bay with a 135-foot private dock built for super yachts. Amazing. Every room in this home at this scale could be the showpiece of any other luxury property in Miami. Here, each one is simply the next chapter. And look at this kitchen. Wow. Now I want you to take a moment, because what you're looking at is not just a place to cook. This is a fully custom chef-grade architecturally designed culinary space built to the exact same standard as every other room in this $170 million estate. And when Ferris Rafali designs a kitchen, it looks like this.
Wow.
Let's start with what I'm standing behind right now. This island is not granite, it is not quartz, it is not marble. This is rare green gold onyx,
Wow.
one of the most expensive and difficult to source natural stones on earth. The entire base is hand fluted, every single vertical groove carved by craftsmen and backlit from within so the stone glows from the inside out. At night, this island becomes a light source.
Wow.
The veining in the onyx lights up like something alive. The countertop surface is a thick slab of the same onyx waterfall edge, flowing straight down on both ends with a brushed gold faucet sitting at the prep sink on the right side.
Wow.
This island alone would be the centerpiece of any multi-million-dollar home. Here, it is where you sit for breakfast. Now look at what's directly behind me. That is the range hood.
Wow.
But calling it a range hood is like calling the Sistine Chapel a painted ceiling. Rafali sculpted the entire cooking wall from the same onyx stone, carving a grand rounded arch that frames the hood, the backsplash, and the open display shelving into one seamless architectural statement.
Wow.
The arch is lit from within, warm amber light tracing the curve from top to bottom, making the stone glow against the warm walnut wood paneling surrounding it on all sides. The open shelves on both sides of the hood display fine white porcelain, and those crystal pendant lights hanging like petal-shaped flowers on either side of the arch. Custom, one of a kind, designed specifically for this room. You feel me? Even the light fixtures in this kitchen are bespoke. Remember what Rafali said about noble materials? No stucco, no paint, no synthetic finishes. Every surface in this kitchen earns its place. The walls are paneled floor to ceiling in rich warm walnut wood, the same millwork language used throughout this entire estate. The arched glass cabinet doors on the right with fluted glass inserts and brass hardware that is a butler's pantry built directly into the wall.
Wow.
The floor beneath us continues the herringbone travertine limestone pattern that runs through every corridor and room of this home. Everything is connected. Every material was chosen to speak to every other material in the space. This is what generational craftsmanship looks like. Now step back and look at the full picture. This kitchen does not end at the island. It opens directly into a casual dining and breakfast area. A separate dining table with its own sculptural chandelier, surrounded by floor-to-ceiling arch windows looking straight out to the Palms and Biscayne Bay beyond. Amazing. So picture the morning routine in this home. You wake up on the second floor primary suite. You walk down that grand spiral staircase through the foyer. You come into this kitchen, you sit at that island, and your view is palm trees, open water, and the Miami sunrise.
Wow.
And just to the side, a sculptural abstract lounge chair sitting on an organic area rug, because even the transition space between the kitchen and the breakfast area has furniture that belongs in a gallery.
Wow.
This is not a home where any corner was forgotten, not a single one. And we still have not seen the private cinema, the hidden library passageway. This estate keeps going. Let's keep moving. Now this is what I'm talking about. The private cinema. And I need you to understand, this is not a home theater. This is not a projector screen in a basement with a few recliners. This is a fully professional private cinema designed and finished to the same standard as every other room in this estate. From the moment you walk through that arched walnut door, you are no longer in a home. You are in another world entirely. Look up. That ceiling is covered in thousands of individual fiber optic lights, each one pinpoint tiny, each one glowing like a real star. It is a full fiber optic star ceiling, custom installed across the entire surface of this room. Combined with the tiered amber LED cove lighting that runs down both sides of the ceiling in sweeping arch curves, the effect is extraordinary. You sit down in this room, the lights dim, and the ceiling above you becomes the night sky. Before the movie even starts, the room is already the show, The screen wall is framed inside a grand arch gold-lit walnut surround, curved like a proscenium arch in a Broadway theater with warm amber backlighting, tracing the full curve. On both sides of the screen, 2 arched glass bar and display cabinets built directly into the wall. Bottles, glasses, everything within reach. The seats, custom cream leather power recliners with walnut and brushed gold armrests. Wide, deep, and fully motorized. And in front of each row, bespoke cream and gold ottoman coffee tables with glass tops, each one styled with a crystal whiskey decanter and glasses. You feel me? In this cinema, you do not get up to get a drink. The drink is already beside you, and we still have the wellness wing to see. The Himalayan saltwall sauna, the spa, the fitness center, and that hidden library passageway. Let's keep going. Now this room is different. Every space we've walked through in this estate has been designed to impress. This one was designed to disappear. This is the private lounge, and unlike the grand public rooms of this home, this space was built for one purpose: intimate, total privacy. The kind of room where the most important conversations happen, where deals get made, where you come when you need to think. Look at the walls, floor to ceiling, burled walnut paneling. That swirling, almost organic grain pattern is one of the rarest wood finishes in luxury interiors. Framed in between each panel, green onyx column accents with warm amber uplighting at their bases, the same noble stone Rafali uses throughout this entire estate. The sofa, a deep tufted cream Chesterfield with Greek key embroidered pillows. The console table in front of me, rose marble, hand-edged, one piece, globe wall sconces on both sides casting a warm, low golden light. Framed artwork lining every wall, curated like a private gallery. The floor shifts here too, herringbone wood under a deep emerald green rug, grounding the whole room in richness and weight. The coffered walnut ceiling above, recessed lighting pulling everything together. Amazing. Every single material in this room is a deliberate choice. But here's what I really want you to notice. Behind me, that bronze spiral staircase, wrapped in dark iron railings, disappearing upward into darkness. Now, in a home with a grand staircase in the foyer that the entire world can see, why would there be a hidden staircase tucked inside a private lounge that most guests would never even enter? Because at this level of real estate, there is always a room that doesn't appear on the floor plan. A space that only the owner and a very select few ever access. Rafali built this estate with a double-height library containing a hidden passageway. Every billionaire needs one. Let's go up and take a look. Here it is, the secret library. Access through that hidden passageway from the lounge below. And the moment you step inside, you understand immediately why this room was worth hiding. This is a double-height private library, and every single detail in it was built to honor one thing: knowledge. Floor-to-ceiling arched bookshelves line both walls, every shelf packed with leather-bound volumes, backlit with warm amber lighting that makes each row glow like gold. Below the shelves, cream panel cabinetry with green onyx marble ledges and brass gold hardware drawers, built-in storage for manuscripts, documents, and private collections. The balustrade railing running the full perimeter of this upper level, solid green onyx marble, the same rare stone that runs through the entire estate. At the far end, a dedicated reading alcove framed in a full green onyx arch, with framed architectural drawings hung inside, a space within a space. And above, a glass skylight panel open directly to the night sky, with an antique brass lantern chandelier hanging from the center. During the day, natural light pours straight down through that skylight onto the books below. This room breathes. Now I want to talk about something beyond the architecture for a moment. Because a library in a home says something specific about the person who owns it, think about it. If you are purchasing a $170 million home, you didn't get there by accident. You got there through decisions, through strategy, through understanding things that most people never took the time to learn. Warren Buffett reads 5 to 6 hours every single day, Bill Gates reads 50 books a year. Elon Musk has said that books essentially raised him. The wealthiest, most influential people on earth share one habit above almost any other. They read. A library in a private home isn't decoration, it's a declaration. It says, knowledge built this, and knowledge will protect it. This room is the most important room in this estate. Not the most expensive, the most important. Now let's go where the owner ends every day. The primary bedroom and ensuite occupying nearly half of the entire second floor of this estate. Let's take a look. We have walked through the kitchen, the dining room, the cinema, the private lounge, the secret library. Every one of those rooms was extraordinary. But this is the most personal room in the entire estate. The primary bedroom. This is where Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan begin every morning and end every night. And Rafali designed it to feel like one thing above everything else, a sanctuary. Let's start with what's behind me. Floor-to-ceiling windows and sheer drapes, and directly beyond them, royal palms trees. This is the view from the bed, not from a balcony, not from across the room. You'll be elated to open your eyes in the morning, and the first thing you see is nature, the palms and the Miami sky. That right there, that alone is worth more than most homes. The bed itself is an oversized custom platform in cream upholstery, set inside a curved walnut headboard surround with fluted cream paneling rising the full height of the wall behind it. The ceiling above, a large sculptural cloud form medallion with soft diffused ambient lighting built in. No harsh light, no overhead glare, just warmth. The floors continue to wide plank herringbone blonde wood running throughout the estate, grounded by a large custom area rug in cream and soft gold. To the right, a full wall of backlit walnut open shelving, styled with curated coffee table books, gold sculptural objects, and a cream marble table lamp. And to the left, a dedicated private sitting lounge within the bedroom itself, curved organic cream sofas, a sculptural gold side table, and two large abstract art panels on the wall. This bedroom has its own living room inside it, because at this level, a bedroom is not just a place to sleep. It is a private world, and connected directly to this room, the primary ensuite, a spa, a dressing room, all private, all for two. Let's take a look. Take a look at this. Because what you are looking at right now is not a bathroom. This is a private spa, a full hotel-grade wellness sanctuary designed exclusively for two people, connected directly to the primary bedroom of this $170 million estate. And every single detail in this space was built around one idea, that the people who live here deserve to feel restored every single day. Start with the centerpiece behind me. That freestanding soaking tub is carved from a single solid block of white Calacatta marble, raised on a step marble platform with ambient uplighting beneath the rim. And what is directly behind it, floor-to-ceiling glass, open to the palms and Biscayne Bay beyond. You soak in that tub looking directly out at the water and the Miami sky. That view is not a coincidence. Rafali positioned that tub deliberately so the window becomes the artwork. Now look at the vanity area. This space is perfectly symmetrical. A his and her setup with two identical curved vanity stations, one on each side of the room facing each other. Each station has its own round gold frame mirror, open marble shelving lined with luxury apothecary bottles, and a full run of custom cabinetry below with rolled towels built into the open lower shelf. The walls behind each vanity, fluted onyx tile in a chevron pattern, the same onyx stone language carried throughout this entire estate. Above the his and hers zone, a sculptural gold branch chandelier with geometric crystal pendants hanging from the vaulted ceiling. And if you look through the arched passageway between the two vanities, that corridor leads deeper into the private dressing suite beyond. Everything connects, everything flows. On the far side, a dual walk-in shower enclosed in floor-to-ceiling frameless glass with full-height onyx marble columns, gold rainhead fixtures overhead, and gold body spray jets on both walls. And the floor beneath it all, wide plank travertine limestone in soft cream tones with a custom black marble inlay border pattern running the full perimeter of the room in flowing curved lines. That floor inlay alone took skilled artisans weeks to set by hand. This ensuite is not decorated, it is crafted. From the marble tub to the chandelier to the floor pattern, every element was designed as part of one complete composition. This is how the most powerful couple in tech starts and ends their day. We started right here. And after everything we have seen inside this $170 million estate, the foyer, the kitchen, the dining room, the aquarium, the cinema, the secret library, the primary suite, we end right here too. Outside, on the water, with the Miami sky above us and Biscayne Bay stretching out as far as the eye can see. And I want you to take this in for a second, because this backyard is not a backyard. This is a private resort. That pool is massive, laid in a dramatic black and white checkerboard pattern with submerged in-pool sunbeds and underwater lighting that makes the water glow at night, running the full length of both sides of the pool. White chaise loungers, oversized sunbrella umbrellas, and multiple outdoor lounge zones with full white sectional seating, all perfectly spaced so every group has their own space. The elevated fire bowls on stone pillars line the pool perimeter on both sides, and the outer fire bowls you see here at the waterfront terrace, they stay burning. And look to the far left, a full tennis court and a covered pergola cabana structure for shade. Now look at the house itself from out here. 2 upper balconies on the second floor with black iron railings, 2 full outdoor terraces, floor-to-ceiling windows and doors opening the entire back of this estate directly onto this space. Miami's heat means this outdoor living space gets used every single day. This is not seasonal. This is a lifestyle. And then you walk across that manicured lawn, perfectly maintained, tree-lined with trimmed hedges and royal palms all the way down, and you reach the dock. 135 feet of private super yacht dock sitting directly on Biscayne Bay. What that means is your guests don't just drive to this home. They pull up on their yachts. You throw a gathering at this estate. You can have boats arriving directly from the bay, right to the dock, and walking straight up to the pool terrace. That is a level of access that money alone cannot buy. You need the right island, the right property, and the right 200 feet of waterfront to make that possible. This estate has all three. So let me leave you with this. $170 million, 30,000 square feet, 80,000 square foot lot, 9 bedrooms, 15 bathrooms, 135 foot super yacht dock, a secret library, a private cinema, a spa ensuite, a checkerboard resort pool, and Biscayne Bay as the backyard. Designed by Ferris Rafali, the same man who built Drake's legendary Toronto estate using nothing but noble materials built to last 100 years. This is not just the most expensive sale in Miami-Dade history. This is the standard. This is what happens when the most powerful person in the world decides to build a home and spares absolutely nothing to get it right. I want to thank you for going through this masterpiece of a home with me today. From the foyer to the library to this dock, every single room in this estate was a privilege to walk through and share with you. If you enjoyed this tour, please make sure you hit that like button, drop a comment below, and tell me what was your favorite room. And subscribe so you never miss a tour like this one. And if you are in the market, if you are looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate and you want someone in your corner who understands this level of the game, give me a call directly at 647-921-1715 or find me on Instagram at Richard.Realtor. I am Richard Addo-Kessie, and I will see you in the next one. God bless.